Hello. Uh, One thing I'm to say this, by the way. Talking about Jonathan, author to David. Yeah, any other person. Yeah, he like he he's an idiot. He's just like every other man. Like every other man that you have to realize about men. Here's the thing about men, and I guess I am a trans woman. I guess I don't know, but maybe it's I'm biased. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because like I'm a trans woman. So I don't know. Well, I'm experimenting. I'm socially trans. I'm socially trans. So like, but I could. Who knows? I could be trans woman anyway. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Most people don't realize how important therapy is. I think I think it's interesting how what I think it I think therapy is important because like some people don't realize how important it is, and mostly men, not all the time, but also usually boomers or people think they figured everything out, and then also they think um that because therapy, they heard the rumors of therapy, they say, oh, this makes you worse. It depends what you do with it. Because here's the thing, I'm telling you, people talk to people. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. People like that are probably not going to help you. People like that don't care about your mental health and are probably narcissistic. I'm gonna say like John, author or David. My dad, like for example, I he can help me in some things, but some things is none of his business really, because he might make it worse, and maybe the therapist could make it worse, but it doesn't mean like I mean, like, of course, like, if, for example, like, if you like physics and math and which is science, which psychology is not a science, and it's hard to tell what to say because you don't have to like that therapist, but then also you think it's worth the money, it's worth it. And most people might say, "Oh, you're wrong. You're just wrong. I've been in therapy before. I've in my experience, it makes me worse, and I feel much better." No, you don't. You probably like there's tons of things you could do that help you rebuild yourself up. And if you're bipolar like me, like you're gonna deal with things that people may not want to understand. People that are bipolar usually most people around them don't want to understand them. And also, and this is the thing I think most people don't need to realize this. Like therapy is good. Here's why, and here's another reason. When I go with my psychiatrist, I talk to her like probably like freaking like once once in a blue moon. Like I like talk to her barely, rarely, and I have a therapist. A therapist not as experienced as a psychiatrist, but then also like a therapist is probably just as good as a psychiatrist, especially if you're depressed. If you're depressed, people, you know, the thing I think most people don't realize. Like, here's the thing: most of these men rather commit suicide and think I swear most men would rather commit suicide than go to therapy. Which like if you want to rather commit suicide because go to therapy, like go ahead. But I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend committing suicide over going to therapy because like this guy, he looked like he would commit he'd probably commit suicide in the future. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's happening, but he looks like he would. I'm not sure why. But like if I were him, I'd probably make sure I don't kill myself because I don't want to kill myself. If I had alcohol or something like that, oh shit! Yeah, if I had alcohol and drink a lot of stuff, eventually I'm gonna say, hey, dude, bruh, in my own mind, I'm saying, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And so, hey, I'm gonna fucking go and get a therapist, even if I don't like doing it. If for I in a situation where I might need it. People that are men. Here's the thing I'm telling you, by the way. Here's why women are more likely. Women are narcissistic too. Some women that can go to therapy are narcissistic too. And some women you gotta be careful with because most of them uh don't. They'll tell you like I'm not a cis woman, but there are people out there that would probably tell you, oh, go get therapy and like make you mad and stuff like that. But I'm not like type of person where I want to make you mad just to like because I not say that I figured everything out. And you don't act like but don't fucking pretend you figured everything out. You didn't figure like this guy has never figured everything. Like I'm saying this by the way. I know for a fact people like him, even if he was Albert Einstein, I would not say he figured everything out. Albert Einstein had figured everything out his whole life. So he was a genius. He's probably depressed, anxious, suicidal. Who knows? There's tons of things could happen to him, and you don't even know what happened. He kept it secret. And that's the reason why I go to therapy. You go to therapy because you have stuff you want to hide. Like that's why most men kind of hide and they don't tell. They're more insecure about than other women that talk about going to therapy because they probably say, "Hey, I'm gonna they're going to therapy, but they don't want to tell anyone. They don't tell. They hide it more than women. Because women hide it too, but then also they hide it less than men because men don't want to tell people they go to therapy because if they had a friend they knew, like they go to therapy, but um, it's not like it's kind of ironic how people say like therapy is like you're like a weak person. But then also they don't know what the meaning of weak means. Cause like if you're just a weak person, like here's the thing. Here's the thing I'm telling you by the way. I'm saying this by the way. People that say they going to therapy is weak. They're probably weak people themselves. Like they're probably weak people. Um, like people I don't even know like Lothar God. Like that guy is a narcissist. He's he talks about stuff that that you say, I don't know, I'm trying to bring up different people, but I mean, like people in general, people that are men. I'm a man. I'm a cis male. I'm just a cis male. So I go with trans because like uh I was a cis, so but I go with trans because I'm still questioning my gender, by the way. So I that's not because like I have a motive, whatever. I'm still questioning. I still have self doubt, but um um but yeah, it's just really interesting on people like most people think because women do it. Like, and then here's the thing: most men don't know. Like, here's the reason I think most of them think, and I know for a fact I had I don't like talk about that I have therapy, but I'm gonna say it. Most people that go to therapy, like I as a male or whatever, or trans woman or trans woman. I don't know what if I'm a trans woman or male. Um, but I find it interesting how people like I started realizing this. Most people think that you have to figure everything out for the therapist has to figure everything out for you. They're not there to figure out everything for you. And some people misunderstand that and project their feelings on you. Like if they say, hey, go to therapy. He said, bro, go to therapy. Like, they don't know what therapy is. Like, like here's the thing. Like Da Vinci, here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you about like Da Vinci didn't go to college when he was young. There are people out there that didn't go to college when college was less relevant. And People didn't need to go to college. Most people didn't have textbooks. Like people didn't have textbooks or things like to do certain things. Certain subjects that most people don't even know, and some people don't take them seriously. But then also there are people that would take them seriously if they find out the data, they use information, or they may steal it. Um, but it's not like it's kind of ironic when someone yeah act like psychology because like it's psychology is pretty it's getting better. I say they're still kind of like witch doctors in some ways because like they're kind of like but they're getting better. It's newer, but then also like it's not like it's you don't know everything in chemistry. You don't know everything about the chemistry in your brain, or or physics or electric magnetism, how things magnetize in your brain, your thoughts or how thoughts like you know that like the laws of thermodynamics, um, it's the laws of thermodynamics says that can't be created or destroyed. So things that you see like the ice cube, for example, is energy. Energy that transform it. Energy transforms and changes it, and it transforms into matter, and matter transforms into energy. So that same way with that ice cube, you have to realize like the same way your brain is like an ice cube, but it's different. It's a brain. There's different variables with the brain because it's all chemicals. So if you realize like things we think we know we're unfamiliar with usually we're usually very unfamiliar with newer things, and also we're like because we're evolving, like we're always evolving, so every nanosecond or I don't know how many seconds we're evolving, but we're just evolving every second we're like transforming. So especially with age is like something like you transform in through time. So, um, yeah, I think this is really, it's really ironic how people like just think they know everything. And like, that's why I was kind of anxious on that live stream. But like, I think the guy he's a good person. I think he's a good person, but also in context, in different way, in different meanings, I think he's also a bad person. Cause like he's not, he's the guy that he seems depressed. Seems depressed and like just like he's he's kind of he seems like a guy that like gets satire like kind of like Rick and Morty. It's like Donald Trump or something like Donald Trump or Rick and Morty. He, holy shit, it's ironic. People say the same thing as I do. I'm pretty sure if people are more popular than me, if they knew about that guy, they'd say, "Holy shit, this like after he's irrelevant, probably or get banned. Like he's gonna be like people talking shit about him, like because I mean like yeah yeah he's right that you know he's right that yeah you should have like you should probably not use another textbook or use Khan Academy, but you know if you use Khan Academy like out of college, you're not gonna get in trouble because you're not breaking the law. And then also like, but then like he thinks like of course I do believe like yeah I do believe I'd rather use textbook over Khan Academy. I was just like what the fuck why do I feel really weird when I read a textbook and after I read Khan Academy I started realizing holy fuck I'm not learning anything from Khan Academy. I mean, I'm not like I learned a lot more from a textbook than I would on Khan Academy. It's just like a bunch of gibberish that just on a fucking thing, and you don't know why. You don't even know how to where did they get information from. You don't even know where the information you got it from. And but you know where you got the information from on a textbook. You look at a solution manual, and then also just just do it. And I'm of course I know people are not gonna look at this video because like I'm not that popular, and I'm a nobody. Uh, Jonathan author David is more popular than I am. He's just like he's not a nobody. He's like yeah, but he's really just he's usually disliked from women as an author. I think I don't the guy could have a mask. Could he have a mask saying because he's an author? He actually because he's an author like in uh like uh like that people should care that know about his books. I don't want to read any of his books. I want to read I want to read the only books I want to read is that one book that if Steve is actually useful. How to read a textbook on use Microsoft Word. I'm using Linux Mint because like I downloaded. If I download Windows again, like I feel like I have a hard time. That's why I hate Windows. People think because I want to use Windows, that I like it. I don't like Windows. I just like I really like Linux. I really like Linux. That's the only reason I don't like the only thing I don't like about Linux. I hate Arch. I think that guy is wrong. I think that guy is wrong about what he talked about Arch. Arch is a horrible thing to use maybe. I'm skeptical of it because if I use Mint, then I'm probably gonna do better. It's like it's way better. This has it's better. Why would you want to have something that I think if you ever want to support a Linux Mint, maybe just maybe it will have better long term support than Arch and all this other crap that if Arch has like Endeavor has better stuff, like probably like probably go on done back to Endeavor or Cache OS because like I think they need to like, work on stuff. Like they need more money. If you don't, here's the thing. I don't. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not sure. But some people like and after us too. From an EDU, like I don't know what how to feel about that. Like, but but I wish I was like on a. But like I said, like I like Linux. I like Debian. I like Debian more than Arch because like Arch is just like it's just really impractical. I think of course like I wouldn't mind using it, but then the Arch wiki got fucked up, and how the fuck? And it's another reason I'd probably rather use Windows. Windows is not perfect, but then also it just works. It just works and it doesn't like fucking everything up. I mean, yeah, it is slop. I'd rather have Windows slop than freaking Linux Mint or like Linux, Arch Linux because it's not really for me. It's not really for me to do that stuff. Of course, I wouldn't mind coding. I wouldn't mind like learning how to code in C and C++. That's if I want to use Arch. If I want to use Arch, I'd use it on another computer. But the thing is, Arch is like if it does if it people the show if you see the way it does, it's not it's for amateurs. People that are people that use Arch are amateurs. People the program. Okay, I'm saying this by the way. The people that made the Arch wiki. I'm saying this by the way. This is why I would I you have to be an idiot to believe that it actually is true. People that are Arch users are amateurs. They're not like freaking Windows users. The like people, the people that made Windows. Yeah, they're they're some people they believe like, and I'm not saying they could do better. They could probably do better, but the people that are Windows users, people that are people that are Windows OS developers or whatever. Most of them are not amateurs. They're not. They're people out there that know what they're doing. They have to. If you had people like that on Arch that got tired of tired of Linux or Arch. I'm not tired of Linux. Tired of Windows. Then you went to Arch or whatever. Those Windows users would probably do way better. Those Windows developers probably do way better if you can trust them. Um, than the people out there that actually don't know what they're doing. Do you honestly believe that people that are on Arch Linux, like I don't care how good I don't care how good the people that are on Arch that they like can actually just make do it yourself software. That doesn't mean you're good at coding. It doesn't mean you're good at like making your own OS from scratch from Linux. They're Windows users that probably know how to make a Linux from scratch without even they can read code and understand it. Here's the thing: all that matters if you're trying to code is understanding the code. If you want to understand the code, like if you want to learn certain C and a similar language, then do it. Don't fucking just go. You don't have to be on Arch Linux to be the vanilla Arch to actually be a good a good OS developer. The OS developers don't need to be good at Arch. So yeah, that's all I want to say.